Okay, I am back. I kept losing my PowerPoint presentation, but I'm gonna leave the screen open, my desktop open like this so I don't lose it. So this is week 5 live discussion. I will record this and we will go from there and there we go again. Where you at? Okay, so this week we were talking about inheritance and polymorphism. Inheritance is a core concept of object-oriented programming, OOP, languages. It is a mechanism where you can derive a class from another class for a hierarchy of classes that share a set of attributes and methods. Polymorphism is where the method to be invoked is determined at runtime based upon the type of the object. This is a situation that results when you have one class inheriting from another and overriding a particular. The main difference between polymorphism is a specific results of inheritance. Can you have polymorphism without inheritance? Polymorphism without inheritance, there are languages where you have this without using inheritance. Some examples of that is JavaScript, Python, Ruthie, VB.NET, and Smalltalk. In all these languages, it's possible to write car.start without knowing anything about the object car and its method. What's the difference between overloading and polymorphism? Polymorphism is the process to define more than one body for functions/methods with the same name. Overloading is a type of polymorphism where the signature part must be different. Overriding is another that is used in case of inheritance where a signature part is also the same. What's the difference between inheritance and interface? Well, inheritance allows you to inherit the members of a class, its instance variables, and instant methods. Inherit means, in Java, a child class that extends another parent class, which will implicitly be able to use functions of the parent class without ever having explicitly defined those members in the child class. So is overriding polymorphism? Well, inheritance allows to inherit the members of a class. Its instance variables and instant methods. Inheritance means in Java, a child class that extends another parent class will implicitly be able to use functions of the parent class without ever having explicitly defined those members in the child class. What is an example of polymorphism? Well, that is a method overloading is an example of static polymorphism. Method overriding is an example of dynamic polymorphism. An important example of polymorphism is how a parent class refers to a child class object. In fact, any object that satisfies more than one is a relationship is polymorphic in nature. So the key differences between inheritance and polymorphism, well, inheritance is creating a class that derives features from an already existing class. On the other hand, polymorphism is an interface that can be defined in multiple forms. Inheritance is implemented on the classes, whereas the polymorphism is implemented on methods/functions. Another key difference between inheritance and polymorphism is inheritance allows a derived class to use elements and methods defined in the base class. This derived class does not need to define those elements or method. It again does not need to define those methods again. So we can say it increases the ability to reuse the code and hence reduces the length of the code. On the other hand, polymorphism makes it possible for an object to decide what form of the method it wants to invoke at both compile time and runtime. The inheritance can be classified as single inheritance, multiple level inheritance, hierarchical inheritance, and hybrid inheritance. On the other hand, polymorphism is classified as overloading and overriding. That's just a brief overview of inheritance and polymorphism that we're looking at this week. Mainly, we're looking at inheritance that is used in VB. All right, that is going to conclude this week's live classroom. Again, I will post this up onto the website by tomorrow. And everybody have a good week.